The Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is being awarded a multi-million-dollar grant from the Bush Foundation to sustain and grow the Ojibwe language across the region. The $9.2 million grant is part of an 8-year initiative. A major component of the grant is the creation of a new Ojibwe language documentation and preservation research center, focused on cultural recordings and the documentation of the language for future generations. The college also hopes to use some of the funding to expand their 2-year Ojibwe language degree into a bachelor's degree program.